further look into the pardon offered by and accepted as well by former murderer, a killer of Bharata Premachandra, and also a rapist of a minor child, and also a drug trader prominently in Colombo. Such a personality like Duminda Silva had been released by President Gota. I think when we look at this situation and analyze the facts, we can see that the murdered Bharata Lakshman Premachandra's daughter Hirunika Premachandra, her controversial estranged relationship with the Sri Lankan cricketer Charuka came into prominence after President Maithripala Sirisena's election as President of Sri Lanka in 2015 early part of the year, because in December 2015 Hirunika Premachandra, who was at that time member of the parliament, with the help of her bodyguards, soon after she got married to the film star who is now Hirunika's husband. Soon after their wedding, in December later, she kidnapped this particular model, who was a male model, a cricketer, with the help of her bodyguards, entitled to her as a member of the parliament in a black Defender jeep. And later he was taken into a location, and he was threatened by Hirunika that his sunglasses would be removed and he would be photographed, and he was under detention, and later he was released. But then when this came into the public domain, Hirunika mentioned that she denied this and said she was with President Maithripala Sirisena on the same time, same day, at a function at the Colombo Municipality Council. But later, the particular male model released the CCTV footages that showed that Hirunika was with him, at the same time, same day. But no action was taken against Hirunika, even by President Gotabaya's government, when people gave a mandate to President Gotabaya as the President of Sri Lanka in December 2019. Because now this incident, only the bodyguards of Hirunika Premachandra was taken into courts later. So this behavior of Hirunika Premachandra clearly points towards a conflicting relationship that has evolved through her with her father, who was murdered by Duminda Silva. So probably I think this whole incident involving Duminda Silva and the murder of Bharata Premachandra would have been done under instructions from Hirunika Premachandra herself, because this type of a brawl, couldn't be a result of as Hirunika mentions on her letter yesterday addressed to President Gotabaya, that just few days before her father, Bharata Premachandra, was assassinated, she says that father had mentioned in his electorate that he would protect the Rajapaksa generation from a so-called heroin trader who is going on selling heroin in Colonnava and Colombo district, that is Duminda Silva. So she says in her letter to yesterday addressed to President Gotabaya, that was the reason that her father Bharata Lakshman was murdered, because on that letter Bharata Lakshman, on that address rather, Bharata Lakshman has mentioned, together with that time Defence Secretary's involvement, this person Duminda Silva is doing heroin trading in Colonnava and Colombo district. So that is not the reason, because that of course, if such a thing happened, action would be taken by police before anything. I think the whole incident involving the murder of Hirunika's father on that day, when Duminda Silva's supporters and Bharata Lakshman Premachandra's supporters, both from the Colonnava district, because both had been organizers to the Colonnava as appointed by President Mahinda Rajapaksa in a wrongful way. So when they met face to face, it is actually, I think, the bodyguards of Duminda Silla who killed Bharata Lakshman Premachandra using 20 bullets. So these final instructions would have been given by Duminda Silva after a telephone conversation with Hirunika Premachandra, and their telephone conversation from Duminda or any other person to Hirunika's phone just before the assassination must be verified, the timing. Because Hirunika Premachandra, on her letter to President yesterday, mentions that normally they don't take seriously whenever they get a call that their father is under some sort of attack, because that was a normal telephone to their call to their home. But on this particular day of actual murder, they have got more than 4 calls, or so many calls. Despite that, they have not taken seriously. So this clearly proves undercover activity by the daughter itself towards the father's assassination. This has to be investigated, and Hirunika must not be allowed to enter parliament, neither politics. But on the other hand, what must be done is she must be brought before the courts for that particular incident of kidnapping the model on December 2015, for which the justice is pending. It's still in Sri Lanka's judicial system and justice system. And on the other hand, Duminda Silva's, the whole incident of his involvements, who is also a similar character as Hirunika Premachandra, lawlessness, stubborn and murderous approach, not only that, drug trading. So these matters, clearly proves both of them must be jailed. That is the only option.